Good morning, Freedom High School. This is Miss Malton, and today we're going to learn about unit conversion, also known as factor labeling and sometimes even called dimensional analysis. Now, here's a question. What is 3 weeks plus 2 months? Is it 5 weeks? Is it 5 months? No, it's 11 weeks. Wow. Well, we were wrong with this because a unit is how we are measuring quantities. Weeks are a unit of time, and so are months are units of time, but a different unit of time. So when we do arithmetic or math with units, we have to make sure, with numbers, we have to make sure that the units match or our answer will not be correct. Luckily, you already know how to convert units, to change units. In everyday life, if I asked you how many days are in 2 weeks, you would know 14 days. Well, you did that automatically in your head because you know your math identities. The first one is anything divided by itself is itself. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Importantly, x divided by x is 1. And also anything times itself is itself. 1 times 1 is 1, 5 times 1 is 1, x times 1 is 1. So you do in math, you look at variables and you say, okay, I have x times y times z. By the associative property, you break them out and then you say, oh, x divided by x is 1. I can cancel them. Y divided by y is 1 times that last z, and I simplified that just to z. Well, you guys have done that over and over, but now you've done it so much, you just look at it and say, oh, x, and it simplifies to z. So we're going to use these concepts to convert units. Now I want to warn you, these are very simple at first, but later on in later chapters and units, we are going to get much more complicated. So some people will resist and won't want to do the work to set these up. And, you know, I always get that, but I'm going to tell you now that later on, you won't be able to do them in your head, and learning how to do this method is what we're learning today and will help you out. So, for example, we have how many miles in 1,000 meters. So your first step, and don't worry about these notes, I have them posted. Write down the original quantity with units and the desired quantity. Here is where I get the most resistance, because you can probably do this in your head. But write down the original quantity, which is 1,000 meters. I'm going to put a dot there saying that's exactly 1,000 meters, not a decimal, not about. And how many miles? So we have our original quantity, and then we have our desired units, our miles. I'm going to move my thing over a little. There we go. So I have my original quantity, 1,000 meters, and my desired units. Original quantity, and I have my desired units. I need to go from here to there. So the second step, you are going to decide how many conversion factors you need. Now this depends on you. I happen to know how to go from meters to kilometers, and I know how many kilometers are in a mile. So for my problem, I need 2 conversion factors. I decided I need 2. So next step, make a T-chart with 1 space for each conversion factor. This is the core, the key of what we're doing, and you may resist doing this, what seems like extra work, but listen to me now, hear me later. When we get to stoichiometry, we will be doing huge T-charts. So with 1 space for each conversion factor. So that's what I did. 1 conversion factor, 2 conversion factors. Next, I'm going to, whoops, I'm a little bit big here. I'm going to turn the equalities that I know into the correct conversion factors. So equalities, I know that 1 kilometer, this is a unit, is the same distance as 1,000 meters. I also know 1.6 kilometers is the same distance as 1 mile. Those are equalities. Those are the only thing that go in your equalities, the only thing that go into your boxes on your T-chart. So I'm going to put a smiley face here to tell me I don't know anything. I don't need to put anything there underneath my original quantity. And now all we put in here are conversion factors, but we have to place them correctly. We place them correctly by putting the desired units on the same side and the units that we want to get rid of on the opposite side. So I'm going from meters to kilometers first. So 1,000 meters is the same as 1 kilometer. And this is just a coincidence that these two are the same. They don't have to be the same. This is just the amount we started out with. These two have to be the same quantity. Different units, but same quantity. That's the same distance. And so now my meters will cancel. Now I want to go from kilometers to miles. And I happen to know, and I'm going to put kilometers on the opposite side, not 1, just kilometers. And that's 1.6 kilometers is the same as 1 mile. So I even usually put my units in first. I cancel the kilometers, and I'm left with my desired units. So my last step is to do the math. You multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and divide these products. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1,000. No units, and there's a unit, miles. 1,000 times 1.6 is 1,600. And there's no units there. So now I just do 1,000 divided by 1,600, which is 0.6250, and my units, and I'm going to write my units, miles. And that is the answer, 0.6250 miles. When you do your work, this, and it says show all your work, this is what I would like to see, your T-chart. Original units, original quantity with units, your answer with units, and your properly placed equalities turned into unit conversion factors. This is now a conversion factor because we placed it correctly. And thank you very much for watching.